Hello everybody, it's me! Today we're doing a video about Littlest Pet Shop. For those that don't know, Littlest Pet Shop is a toy brand of little plastic animals that was most popular in the early 2000s. And I had a ton of them. A couple weeks ago I got sick and was stuck in bed, and I decided that to entertain myself, I should do tons of research on Littlest Pet Shop. And doing all of that research got me thinking. I think that everybody knows that I like dolls at this point, and there's a bit of a lack of anthropomorphic fashion dolls at the moment. So I decided to make LPS fashion dolls. So I'm going to be designing 3 different dolls for this video. I was originally going to do 5, but fashion is hard. So we're only going to do 3 for this video. We're going to start out with some of the basics, which is a Shorthair Cat, a Dachshund, and a Collie. And I know these 2 were from LPS Popular, but I actually didn't really know about LPS Popular before this video. So let's start off with the Shorthair Cat. So the 3 rules I put in place for myself when designing these dolls is that they had to have the original head as the LPS, they couldn't have hair, like human hair, and they couldn't wear shoes. The reason for the shoes is because I didn't want them to feel less animal, and also because the LPS foot noise is one of the most iconic things about them. I also do 2 different drawings of the doll with clothes and the doll without clothes, so you can see what the doll body would look like. I did have to change the eyes on the cat a little. The original LPS has these eyes that kind of don't look in any particular direction, which works with the LPS, but for a doll, you don't really want them to have that kind of vacant look. So I did have to change them to eyes that were looking more in a particular direction. I did keep the little personality shine in the eye though, which I believe is supposed to be the cuddliest for her. I also put little hearts on her paws because I thought it was cute. But that is the base of the Shorthair Cat done. Now to move on to the clothes, I definitely wanted to go with a very early 2000s look for her. And I gave her leg warmers kind of as a replacement for shoes, just so her legs didn't totally look bare. I made her motif a hibiscus flower because for some reason that's just a thing with the early 2000s, and because it kind of matched her eyes. I also put her number 468 on the leg warmer because I thought it would be fun to include it on the doll itself. My plan was to have the original LPS next to the fashion doll, but I decided that it took the focus away from the doll, so I just took it out. And then I gotta add some nostalgic toy marketing, baby! I decided to just keep her name as LPS 468. And here she is! I also came up with a name for what the fashion doll line would be called, and I think that they would probably call it something like Not So Littlest Pet Shop, so that's what I put. Next up is Dachshund 675, also known as Savannah Reed. And no, I'm not going to base my design off of Savannah, because I feel like if this was an actual fashion doll line, that's probably not something they would do. So instead I went with the vibes that she gives off for me, which does not include Savannah's personality. So to start off with, I definitely wanted to make her feel a lot more energetic than the other 2, which, depending on the kind of dachshund you have, can either ring really true or really not. It was a little harder to make her face work as a doll versus the cat, mostly because the cat's face was flat, but I think I got there eventually. I also thought it would be a cute idea if her ears were actual brushable hair, like Pinky Cooper dolls. I didn't make too many changes from the original design, but I definitely had to adjust some things so it would work better as a doll. I gave her a chest joint similar to the G3 Monster High dolls, and I didn't realize that I didn't give the cat one. If these were real dolls, I think the cat would probably have one as well. I thought it would be cute if I added some little star patterns to her fur because I made stars her general motif. Her outfit definitely took the longest to finalize. I was originally going with a kind of winter look for her because I thought the white stars would look really good with like a parka or something, but it just wasn't working out for me. I was originally going for a very cute kind of Sanrio look, but she ended up just kind of looking like a blob. There was no strong silhouette whatsoever. I decided maybe I should try and link her clothes to like a job, so my first idea was a park ranger. Yeah, I don't really know why I thought that either. But of course, if a park ranger doesn't work, then you're only naturally to go to a clown's, so I decided that I should give her pants to kind of even it out. And here's the base drawing before I forget. Unfortunately, most of her stars do get covered by her clothes. I ended up with a very streetwear kind of look, which I definitely think isn't bad for her. It's also kind of hard to see, but on her camera, I added a little Brooks sticker. That's the only LPS popular reference you'll get out of me. I won't do it again. I kept the background mostly the same. The only thing I really changed was a slight variation in the background color, and I added hearts instead of stars in the background. And just like the cat, I kept her name as 675, and she actually has 675 on her tank top. And here she is. She was definitely the hardest one in this video, but I'm pretty happy with how she turned out, so that's all that matters. Next up is good old number 58, also known as Sage. One of the main reasons I chose him is because I wanted to do a boy doll. If you know anything about dolls, you'll know that boy dolls are usually a little bit underappreciated. Unfortunately, most boy dolls don't get as much time and effort as the girls do, so they end up looking kind of bland. Well, there are some good ones, but there's always room for a few more. So starting off, his base was pretty easy to design. The only thing I wasn't completely sure on is if I wanted to give him fur around his arms and legs like how the original toy has, but I decided that molded on fur probably wouldn't look very good, and to have real fur would look kind of weird just sticking out at the ends, so I just decided not to include it at all. But other than that, his design was pretty straightforward. I gave him little hearts on his paws like the other two, and I decided that hearts would be his main motif since the other two had flowers and stars. I did have to look at the other two for reference at some points to make sure that the bodies all matched up with each other, like making sure they all had the same joints at the same points. Hey, that rhymes. If you guys do like him, and if I make another video you want to see another boy doll, definitely let me know in the comments. And if there's a specific LPS that you want me to do as the boy doll, again, definitely let me know. I tried to keep the original expression that the toy had, which was this kind of blank happy look, and I think it worked pretty well. I think you can definitely still tell it's the same toy. I also did some very light airbrushing around the body like the toy. I definitely think if this was a doll they would probably airbrush around the body, and I definitely think that he should be flocked, because then that kind of gives off the original fluffy look that his toy has. I get rid of the book later, but I did put in a little Club Penguin reference on the book. It says, "Can you tip an iceberg?" for anybody curious. Which, by the way, if any of you like Club Penguin, definitely let me know in the comments. Here's his base, not too much to say. All the joints on him and the girls are pretty much the same. For his clothes, I didn't really want to give him a jock look, because I feel like a lot of boy dolls already kind of have the jock aesthetic. So I instead went for a bit of a dark academia look, but like 60s to 70s dark academia, if that makes sense. I didn't want to give him full pants though, because I felt it looked a little baggy when it's on other boy dolls, so instead I gave him some, little shorts. I also gave him a bunch of little gold accessories so he's not just wearing shorts and a shirt, because, well, he is a fashion doll after all. I do change the color of his shorts a little later because I feel like these right here aren't really matching with the rest of his outfit. I changed them to a much darker brown and add 2 little heart patches on them. I also give him a little ascot and heart glasses so it really ties the whole look together. I feel like I should have added something blue to maybe go with his eyes, but maybe not. Maybe it's good that those are the only blue things so they really stick out. And so then his background I make completely blue and add little flowers behind it. And now let's do the final reveal. So, those are my 3 Littlest Pet Shop fashion doll designs. I learned a lot of things while doing this, especially that fashion design is hard. Who was your favorite? Is there another Littlest Pet Shop character that you want me to do? I already got a cow and a bunny for the next video, But if there's another one you want me to do, definitely let me know in the comments. And since I brought up the topic, if you made a Littlest Pet Shop fashion doll, what would it look like? As far as my other videos go, I'm thinking that the next video I'm going to do is either going to be a third My Little Pony redesign, or the Carlette Show Christmas video, depending on how it works out. So, if you like fashion dolls and you like art, definitely consider subscribing. I do a lot of that on this channel. And of course, thank you so much for watching. The fact that you've watched 10 minutes and 40 seconds of me rambling is incredible. I'll see you all later.